Let's review some of the immense benefits of writing COM script in Excel or COM automation. In demonstration video 4.3, we had a Excel spreadsheet, or a couple of Excel spreadsheets with lots of triangles in that spreadsheet. We wrote some COM script, but we had some COM script that would import all these triangles into an ICRFS relational database. We also used some of the COM script to manipulate objects in the database. So for instance, if in the spreadsheets you had an incurred array, you had a paid array, then the COM script will also create the cases of estimates from those two arrays. Now, the data of triangles actually resided in Excel, but similar COM script can be written if the data resided, the triangular data resided in SQL Server or Oracle or MS Access. In the subsequent study, which was demonstration video, I think 4.4, we had a database. It turned out to be an MS Access database that contained unit record transactional data. We wrote some COM script, or we ran some COM script that made inquiries into the unit record transactional data and created a variety of triangles for a number of triangle groups, which were directly imported into an ICRFS-Plus relational database. Now, in the current study, we're going to look at the same unit record transactional data, but submit additional queries where we actually also create a number of layered triangles, so with various attachment points. And these layered triangles play a very important role when you want to design an optimal outgoing reinsurance program. The COM automation can also be used to manipulate objects in the database. Any objects that you can manipulate manually, you can also manipulate from outside the database using COM script. You can also run the modeling wizard on every incremental triangle and each triangle group in the database that you've created, again using the COM script. And of course, you can also write COM script to conduct the updating automatically. Each triangle group in the database would be updated, including PTF and MPTF models. Now, if we go to ICRFS-Plus, we'll see that I've already created a new database, which I've called Import Unit Record Layers. That's the name I've given to it. And you can see that this database currently is empty. It does not have any triangle groups. If I go to this subfolder, in this particular subfolder, I also have the actual MS Access database that contains the unit record data, unit record transactional data. So you can see we've got some loss data, lots of records. We've got the loss quarter, the record year, record quarter, the paid loss. We also have some exposure data. Okay, now, as I've said before, this data could actually reside in Oracle or SQL Server or any other database software. And similar COM script would apply to make inquiries into the transactional data and create triangles. So here's the Excel spreadsheet that has some COM scripts. And you can see that the actual database resides in the subfolder here, and that's its name. The data source, well, is the MS Access database, which is called loss data. And the triangle groups that we're going to create are the similar ones that we created in the previous demonstration video, 4.4 I think it was, these triangle groups. And these are the inquiries we're making. For each triangle group, we are going to create the following triangles. And the last two, you can see, are actually layered. The first one I've called PLI layer 1. It's layer 1, layer 1. That's the name of the triangle. It's 250,000. So it's limited to $50,000, say. So the minimum is 0. The maximum is 50,000. For the next layer, which is 50K excess of 50K or 50K to 100K, these are the two attachment points. Let's now create another inquiry. So let's copy that line to the next pasted in next line. Let's call this layer 3, and let's make it from 100,000. So it's excess of 100,000. That would be its name. We therefore have to change the two attachment points. The minimum is going to be 100,000. And the maximum, well, there's no maximum. Okay, so it's excess of $100,000. We can save this. You can see you can submit any other inquiry you like. We go to the import sheet and we click on import database. So it's going to go through the unit record transactional data. It's going to submit those queries and create all the triangles, including the layered triangles, and then it will also manipulate various objects in each triangle group, for instance, creating cumulative from incrementals. It'll do that also, and it's also going to say create the case estimates, case reserve estimates, which is going to be the difference of the cumulative incurred minus the cumulative paid. It's done that, so we go back to our ICRFS. We go back to the database. We can't see any of the triangles because we have to refresh. So here are all the triangle groups. There should be 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If we go to one of the triangle groups and we open it up and we check out what the triangles are, you can see all the data sets have been created for you also. The triangles that we created, these are all the triangles. And you can see that paid losses were created from the unit record data, so was the incurred. The case reserve estimates would have been calculated by looking at these two triangles. The way you would do it manually is click on I equals P plus C, and you can create, say, the case reserve estimates from the incurred and the paid. But that's already been done for us. If we look at the 3 layered triangles and aggregate them, let's call this the aggregate. We'll go watch my spelling. Aggregate of 3 layers. Let's do that. Now, if we open the aggregate and the paid loss, which is, well, the aggregate of the 3 layers is going to be the same as the ground up data. The paid loss triangle is the ground up data. If we open them simultaneously, tile vertically, minimize triangle groups so we can just observe the 2 triangles, we'll see that they are in fact identical. So at least the arithmetic is correct. So in a very short period of time, by just running the COM script, and we also changed one of the queries. We in fact decided to create another layer, which was the excess of $100,000, and we, as a result of running the COM script, we created these 1, 2, 3, 4, again 8 triangle groups. If you open the triangle group, you'll see all the triangles that you've requested, including the layers. Now, your unit record transactional data might reside in SQL Server, or it might reside in Oracle. It doesn't matter. Obviously, it's going to have millions of records. Again, that doesn't matter either. To write the COM script, we can help you do that. You just need to contact support@insure.com. Typically, you would just send us a sample of records, just a small sample that delineates what the variables are in your database, and we will just send you the COM script, and you can add additional inquiries, and you'll be able to create whatever triangles you like, and also conduct manipulations on your resultant database from outside the system, do the updating from outside the system, and so on. So let's just quickly review some of the things we've done in the last 3 demonstration videos, including the current one. In the first one, we just had a batch of triangles in Excel, and we imported them into ICRFS-Plus relational database. In the second one, where we import data, we looked at the unit record transactional data, which resided in MSXS, and we just imported or created from the unit record data triangles. But in the third study, which is the current study, in terms of importing, we also submitted additional queries or inquiries that also allowed us to create the layered data. So the COM automation, again, can be used for performing a lot of other functions, updating, manipulation, and also report writing, and sending any output you like into any other COM-enabled software. All Microsoft software packages, as far as we know, are COM-enabled, so you'll be able to send any output you like, in any format you like, any pre-specified format, into any other application. For instance, with MPTF type output, where you've got correlations between lines of business, correlations between the distributions by accident year, calendar year, and total, you might want to send that out to some DFA software. Well, again, the COM script would be very handy there and will make the whole process seamless and effortless. So please don't hesitate to contact support@insure.com if you have any questions, or you need any advice, or you need any help. Thank you for your time.